I just want to ask you this. I'm showing you this slide, the faces of 4 gentlemen, and I want to ask you whether you know any one of them or you know all of them. Type in the chat box. Do you know Thomas Edison? Do you know James Dyson? Do you know Abraham Lincoln? Do you know Colonel Harlan Sanders? Do you know any one of them? If you know any one of them or all of them, are you able to pick up one common theme that cut across all 4 of them? If say she recognized Lincoln, she recognized Colonel, not Dyson and not Thomas Edison. You know, Thomas Edison invented light bulb. So without him, we wouldn't be having light at night. Darren say, I know all of them. Yes, the common theme, they all die liao. Yes, very good, thank you. I'm not, Dyson is still alive. Dyson is the one that produced the Dyson vacuum cleaner. Dyson is still alive. That's right, Philip. Dyson is still alive. So the death part is not the common theme yet. Helen said, never give up after numerous failure. Thank you, Helen. Yes, they are all, okay, in today's standard, by today's standard, they are considered successful people. Why? Because they have something to their name. Okay, for example, Thomas Edison, he's a very famous inventor. He invented light bulb. One of the most famous invention James Dyson, the Dyson vacuum cleaner, and almost Dyson electric vehicle. Almost. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves in America, okay, and become president himself, US. And then Colonel Sanders is the founder of KFC. Yeah, so they are considered successful people in their own rights. And one common theme that cut across all these 4 are what we call, from Yi Jing point of view, visible success, invisible failures. So we call them successful people because we only get to see their visible successes, but we don't get to see their invisible portion of it, the invisible failures and the invisible challenges and the invisibles falling down. Okay, so that's what Helen said. Never give up after numerous failure. The thing about them is that they are so persistent, so determined, that every time they fell down, they climb back up and become even stronger than before until they attain success. Okay, like for example, let me read it out from the slides here. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times trying to invent a commercially viable electric bulb. 10,000 times left. You know, for us, if for example, let's say we do sales, we go and approach the first prospect, second prospect, third prospect, and all these 3 say no, we give up already. Because they say that this job very tough to do. We give up. But Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times. Okay? If say 1,000 times, give up now. some even lesser than 1,000 times, cannot hit 10 times, fail already. Okay? So next, Sir James Dyson went through 5126 times, failed prototypes before creating the best-selling bedless vacuum cleaner. Okay? So that one, I think, is the flagship product of Dyson. Then Abraham Lincoln achieved the unique feat of leaving for a war a captain and returning a private. Can you imagine that? You go out war as a captain, but you come back demoted as a private. Okay, so much failure in his life, yet he can become the president of United States of America, right? Then Colonel Sanders, rejected by 1009 restaurant before one agreed to take on his recipe idea. So subsequently become the KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. So all of the successful people you see, most of them will follow this kind of thread. I mean, they have visible failure, people get to see, but there were a lot of invisible failure that nobody talk about and nobody care, you know. But these are the trend, right? So once we know this, then we know that hey, actually there is a constant law that run across all successful people, which is behind every success, I call it as yang, yang yin, yang yin, yang. So behind every success, there are failures. Okay, there are failures. So success and failures, they are the two sides of the same coin. right? So if in case you are going after success and you can't take in failures or challenges, then you are missing out something. Okay, you're missing out something. Why? Because yin and yang come in a package deal. You can't have success without failures. If say people only notice when you are success, that's right, when you have succeeded. That's right, because people are only looking for visible success. And with the social media, it become even more like this. People only look out for your visible success, and we only post our visible successes. The invisible part one, okay, we hide behind. Okay, we hide behind, yeah? So you find that in this AOM 1 and subsequently AOM 2, we'll be using a heavy dose of paradox. You all know what's paradox, right? Paradox means, it seems like there's a conflict of the yin and the yang. Okay, so like visible success, invisible failure, these are like two contradicting things. Yeah? But this is what life is about. So we'll be using a lot of paradox in this entire program, and basically what it means is yin and yang. Okay, and also notice that if you studied what the success people do, they tend to do certain things that comply back to what I Ching says about the way of living, okay, or the way of success, or anything lah, that with regard to how we live our life lah. So basically, in short, no matter where you are, what you are, who you are, and what kind of time era you are in, we can always use I Ching to thrive even during difficult times.